The brief was a fairly typical brief. So 3-bedroom house, make use of the views, but not a really typical site. So the site is on the edge of an escarpment and it's fairly compromised. It's an extreme bushfire zone. So protecting the house was critical, and it's subject to pretty high winds at times, so factoring that in was important.
I knew straight away it was going to be a very intricate project. It was the first time working with Matt, and from the moment I saw the drawings, he designed everything, like every single wall. He had put the pattern down, he had specified the widths, he specified the spaces in between. He had gone into a lot of detail. It would have taken him a hell of a lot of time, and I knew it was going to be a very high-end job right from the off.
Most of my work is bespoke homes. I like creating highly detailed, textured and layered work, something that you can see the care that's gone into it, and I like working with clients and builders to achieve that.
Normally, if someone's put that much effort into the design, you know generally that the build will be good, but the builder has to come to the table as well. So as much as Matt can put all his effort into it, if the builder is not coming to the table and putting as much effort as he would into it, then that's when jobs can sort of go astray. But luckily for us, Jay was working at the same sort of level with the same enthusiasm, and his team were coming to the table as well. So you had the architect who put a lot of thought and effort in, the builder was doing the same, and then it makes our job on site a lot easier.
What separates us is really the care factor. Me and my staff are so entrenched in building, and we really like the hard jobs, the jobs that people look at and think are too hard. We look at that as a challenge, and we just love building.
I've been specifying Colorbond for most of my career in pretty extreme coastal environments, and it's always performed really well for me. We selected Colorbond cladding because it's just low maintenance. It's easy to look after, it's pre-finished, so we didn't have to get up on a scaffold and paint it. I think selected because it's just beautifully simple. I love working with a monument matte finish, just the way that the light bounces off it. The layering of the black on black with the other textures and materials that we've selected for the house just works really well.
We access the Colorbond range through #1 Roofing and Building Supplies. They're our go-to roofing company for supplies, technical data, samples. On this job they were great, provided a number of samples for us to look at.
The benefit of using the expression and working with #1 was being able to get the smaller pan width and get variations in the pan widths to be able to come up with an organic pattern. And that didn't just happen. There were a number of test layouts that we put together before we settled on what you see on site today. This is the first job that I've worked with #1 on, and what I liked was being able to mix rolled and folded product and have them all show up on site, matching in depth and fitting together perfectly, and if things needed to be tweaked, we could make a call and make some adjustments.
If I have a builder who I've not worked with and I want to send them or show them what me and my team are able to do, I will send them to this job. It speaks for itself. They only have to drive past here, and it's it's an amazing job.
My highlight of the job, I guess, is just the front facade. When you drive up to the street, its presence, the lines, the different pan widths of the cladding, there's nothing else like it.
So I'm really proud of what we've achieved here. It's a beautiful product. It's just worked really well with this project, and yeah, love what's happened here.